What is high school to you?
Ah, man. Okay, now we're starting. Well, that shit was just something you showed up to.
High school is just a place where I could go, be with my friends, just not really give a fuck about anything.
High school to me is somewhere that you have to go and you don't really have a choice. It's like jail, except you did nothing wrong. But it's not as bad as jail because there are some cool people there that aren't trying to kill you and don't have criminal records.
High school is a place that the U.S. says I have to go to as long as I'm under the age of 18. I don't like school. School is not a great place, but it's alright sometimes, you know. Lunch is okay, friends are alright. As a senior, I'm not getting so much work, so school's just a place. It could be better, but it could be worse. Okay, so I first moved here during the summer of going from 8th grade to freshman year. And the realtor was showing me the house. He's showing my family the house. And the first thing I noticed when stepping into the town that it was clean. You know what I mean? Like when I was at Jersey City, people like decided to throw cans and Dorito bags like all over the floor, and it was littered, and it was just that's the way it was. But then when I came here, I'm like, wow, this place is clean, and there's like no light pollution. You can see the stars in the sky. I'm like, I'm saying to the realtor, I can see the stars. She's like, yeah, welcome to the suburbs. I'm just like, wow.
I mean, I've lived here all my life, so I didn't have first impressions. They're really just, why the fuck am I here? Why haven't I moved? And I fucking hate these people. I think over time I've developed like a hate for most of the people here, except my friends, because they're alright. But then everyone else, just fuck them. Just straight fuck all of them. Right there, just right there. You can sit on it if you want.
I guess my first impression when I got to high school, when I started the high school classes, was what the fuck? None of the teachers really give a fuck, and all the students don't want to be there, and the principal is fucking off and doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. And I kind of realized I could get away with fucking murder at this place. So pretty much my first impression was, let's fucking have a good time. And then I did. So yeah, I guess my first impression was, fuck it.
Alright, well, the high school. So, I went to Woodridge my first day. It is technically the biggest school I've ever been to. So I thought it was gigantic at first. I remember getting lost looking for the gym. Had to ask one of the 6th graders. It was kind of awkward. At first I noticed there's not a lot of minorities in Woodridge when we started going the first year. So I thought to myself, wow, I should probably start calling myself Joe instead. But I mean, if I had to describe Woodridge to somebody that was going there for the first time, I would have to say, be open to some people and don't spend more than 8 hours there because you'll kill yourself.
So I woke up, I think on a Tuesday, maybe a Thursday, and we didn't have school that day for some reason. So all my friends just called me up, and we were just like, fuck it, let's have a hot box. I had no one home. So I don't remember how we got the weed, but all I remember is everyone came through, and then we went straight to my bathroom after 4 different people rolled. And it was, I'd say from here, from that wall to the camera right here, is how far that bathroom was. This wide. And we fit 9 people in there. 3 standing in the shower, 2 standing in the shower, 1 sitting on the toilet, 1 sitting on the seat, and then the other 7 or 8, whatever the fuck the number is, just sitting in the middle. And then we just kept passing around blunts. And I put a towel at the bottom of the door to make sure there was perfect insulation. And then yeah, and then all I remember is after that I started dying. So we got out, and as soon as I got out, I felt like I needed to die. So then I started playing FIFA, and that brought me back to life. I shit on 4 kids, I'd say combined 12 to 2, and then I was just rejuvenated.
My favorite memories are probably the ones from the last few years, because those are the ones that I remember most, obviously. You know, going out, smoking hella blunts, going to the box, L walking, getting caught by the cops at Woodlands. And then these last memories, senior year, I just don't care anymore. So I'm just going out and doing what I want. Like yesterday, I got my nipples pierced. That was a good time. I went to New York, I went down the shore. I'm just doing shit that I never thought I would have done. But now I'm doing shit. And that's what memories are all about. You gotta do shit now, think later. And that's what it is.
Probably the lunch. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is the best lunch program I've ever had in the school, like ever. And I've been through a lot of schools. In one school, I had to buy like this frozen pizza, and they microwaved it for about 30 seconds. It came out nasty, but they also had ice cream, so I kind of made up for it. This other school, I told them I was gonna pay at the end of the month. I never paid. Pretty sure my mom never paid me either, so I just got away with it. That was a doozy. It was we had the Italian kid come over. That was also pretty fun. But then after school, lifting with Ralph was the shit. We got so swole, it wasn't even funny. And then, you know, I guess I have to put football on the list. I mean, it was only fun, like, you know, when I wasn't getting yelled at, but that's up there. Wrestling was great. When Javon fucked up my knee, that was a pretty interesting few weeks too. But if I would have to pick like the best memories of high school, it'd probably just have to be lifting during track.
Okay, so in physics class, I had it junior year, right? I had this teacher. He was kind of a, in case he listens to this, I won't say what he is, but let's just call him Mr. Schmashinger, right? And we had a physics project to launch a catapult. And me and my friend Ryan, we tried really hard to do it, but nothing ever worked. We didn't have the right materials. We didn't have like the drive to even to do it. But basically, we were gonna fail if this didn't happen. And I'm just like, a staff sling. I call my friend, right? I call Ryan. I'm just like, okay, dude, I have the perfect idea. Stop working on your thing. Look. It's gonna be a stick with a string at the end. And I wait for his input. He's like, what? I'm like, a stick with a string at the end. You know, I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna launch. He's like, Sean, what the hell are you thinking? Like, this is an awful idea. I'm just like, no, don't worry about it. It's gonna be great. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna work on my thing. Ryan says, I'm gonna work on my thing. You work on yours. We'll bring you to school. Let's see what launches the farthest. He then later tells me that he didn't even make his thing because he couldn't. So it was all up to me. I go up to Mr. Hassinger. I'm like, hey, this is my idea. I checked for the rules, and he said it's not against the rules. He's like, yeah, these aren't against the rules, but you won't win. I'm like, what? Yeah, there's this launch here. I think it's gonna launch like 100 meters, like past the football field. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, and he's like, yeah, and if you don't do it, then if it doesn't work, you're failing. So I'm just like, okay, it's gonna work though. He's like, no. So then the day finally comes around, right? It's like in the middle of winter. It's like 30 degrees out. It's cold, and then people look at they see my idea. They're just like, wow, really? Wow. But here's the biggest part, right? The biggest part is there's this guy. Let's call him Schmalin Sparto. He had this catapult that everyone was saying that his dad made. It was like a big one, like 6 feet tall. I'm just like, oh my god, this thing is huge. Not as big as my dick, but it's huge. So it launches the farthest. It launches like a good like 50 feet. I'm just like, all right, I gotta do this. If this doesn't work, I'm fucked. So I'm at the field. Ryan loads the launcher. I take it and I fling it, and it launches through the air. And I'm like you know, like the basketball shots at the end of movies, like dun, 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 dun. It was like that in my head. And I see it go like to like the midpoint line, like the half line at the field. I'm just like, and I'm like, yeah. I look at Mr. Hassinger, yeah, and like he usually takes the wheels He takes the wheel, so, like he has a thing that measures the distance. He doesn't even go for it. He's like, yep, it went far. I was like, yeah. He's like, Sean, go get it. Like, cause he was defeated. He wanted to do something to me, you know what I mean? He wanted to feel good in some way. He's like, Sean, go get it. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I sprint down the field, like I do it. I'm screaming, yeah. And I bring it back. I'm like, I'm winning this project. I'm getting 100 on this. And you know what? The day came around where he gave the tennis ball trophies. He had tennis ball trophies, and he gives the distance trophy to Alan. He gives it to Alan.
Even though high school sucks and like, yeah, you gotta go and you gotta learn, there's those in-between periods that really make you who you are, and you really get to meet people that you're gonna love and know for the rest of your life. And so I guess that's what high school is to me. It's jail where all of my fellow badasses are pretty fucking cool.